Hey guys, I'm just popping in to do my 2-week update. Tomorrow marks 14 days of being on the AIP diet, and honestly, I am just so proud of myself. I never thought in a million years that I would have enough willpower to stick to this strict diet. And honestly, I've just found it so easy to stick to because it's either run the risk of creating permanent damage in your eyes or eat these healthy foods that can potentially cure you. And when I think about it that way, when pizza's over here and carrots are over here, it's really easy for me to just reach for the carrots or any healthy vegetable that I've been eating or fruit. So that's kind of the mindset that I've created, is that like in order to heal my eyes, I have to eat these wholesome foods. I can't eat pizza. I can't eat pasta. And thinking about it that way has made it really easy. I've gone through Halloween and I went through a wedding this weekend, both which were really hard, right? On Halloween, everybody was indulging in candy. Of course I wanted to eat a Snickers, but I couldn't. And when I thought about it that way, eat a Snickers or eat the carrot and save your eyesight, it's like the carrot won every time because it's just not worth it to me. And I think in order to be successful on this diet, every person has to have that mindset. I went to a wedding this weekend. I wasn't allowed to drink. I wasn't allowed to eat any of the food, but I still made the best of it. I went, there was some fruit available on the buffet bar for the wedding. I had some fruit and I brought some kombucha with me to just drink at the table. So there's ways to do this. It's hard. It's not easy. I don't want to tell you it's a cakewalk and that it's been so easy, because it hasn't been, but it's going to be so worth it. I feel a lot better. I'd say, I feel like today, earlier in the day, my eye was the best that it had been in a while as far as vision. Now that I'm a little tired, it's a little later in the evening. I've strained my eyes because I've been studying all day for school. Vision's a little bit wonky, but I just wanted to answer some questions because a lot of people have been asking, like, what is the AIP diet? What do I eat on the AIP diet? So I just wanted to show you guys the resource, or like the number one resource that I'm using. My mom bought this book for me. It was so sweet of her. It's the 30-Day Autoimmune Protocol Makeover Meal Plan and Guide. And if I'm being honest, I haven't really followed like a strict meal plan out of this. I've just kind of used it as a guide. So inside here, I'll find the page. There is a list of all the foods that you should cut out and all of the foods that you should implement or you should introduce into your diet. They're called the healing foods. So the inflammatory food list is this list right here. And I'll just run through it really quick. So it's telling you that in order to be on this AIP diet, you need to remove gluten and grains, dairy, legumes, so any types of beans, nightshade vegetables. A couple examples are eggplants, all types of peppers, and tomatoes and potatoes, which unfortunately are some of my favorite vegetables. You have to cut out all nuts and seeds, so no almonds, cashews, no coffee, no cocoa powder. All of that is cut out. Seeds and berry spices, so any cumin, mustard, nutmeg, celery seed, all of those are cut out. No alcohol whatsoever. All eggs are cut out, and any additives and refined sugar. Those are all things that you must cut out of your diet in order to be considered AIP compliant. So after you have that list, then you have to focus on the foods that you can eat. So this is the list of foods that they suggest that you incorporate. So vegetables, it gives you like a real long list of those. And then pasture-raised meats, organ meats, and wild-caught fish are all allowed. So basically, if you go to the store and you find grass-fed beef, all of that stuff, organic, any paleo, the paleo bacon that I found in the grocery store and almost started crying, you can eat that. It's just, thank goodness you can eat meat, because that's, a lot of things are cut out. So healthy fats you can have. I've been eating a lot of avocado, all avocado oil, chicken fat, coconut oil, olive oil, all allowed, and low sugar fruits. So basically, any fruit is allowed on AIP. They give you the list of like the low sugar fruits here, which are apples, blueberries, blackberries, cranberries, grapefruit, lemon, lime, peaches, raspberries, and strawberries. That's what they have listed here. However, you can eat any types of fruit. It just needs to be in moderation so that you're not having a ton of sugar at one time. And then you can also have a lot of herbs. So basil, cilantro, dill, chives, cinnamon, parsley. There's a lot that you can have. You can have herbal teas. So I've been making like a lot of sauces out of herbs. So for example, mixing up like coconut cream with parsley and garlic and avocado, mixing that all up kind of makes a really good sauce. I made some spaghetti squash nuggets tonight for dinner, and I'll insert them here either afterwards or sometime in this video. But I made a little dipping sauce to go with it, and it was so good. So just getting creative with the things that you can have and trying to focus on the things that you can eat versus focusing on the things that you can't eat, I think is what also helps to make you successful on this diet. So I really enjoy this book. At the back, it gives you some more recipes that you can follow. And then she also provides information for resources. So literally says more resources back here. And the top one is her blog. So the woman who wrote this book, her blog is called Unbound Wellness. And that is really where I found a ton of my recipes that I've been following. I made AIP approved donut holes last night with pumpkin in them. They were so good. That's another recipe that I can put below that you guys can try. But it just involves taking some time, learning what you can and can't eat, figuring out what pantry items you're going to need in your cabinet. So I also will put a Thrive Market haul sometime in this video or afterwards. I actually think I'll split those videos up because that'll be way too long if I put them together. So I'll do a separate video for that. But Thrive Market was awesome because I could get all of my foods that I was wanting at a discounted price. So like coconut flour, cassava flour, coconut milk, coconut cream, coconut oil, or coconut butter. Because a lot of this diet relies on coconut products in order to make creative things. Like the donuts that I made last night, they had coconut flour, they had other things in them. There's some palm shortening that a lot of the recipes call for. So I'll just put that video somewhere else that shows you just kind of what I consider so far as a very new beginner, what seem to be the pantry items to be able to create a lot of these recipes that are on the Unbound Wellness website. So that's kind of the 2-week update and what I'm using to stay on track, using this as a resource and then also using her blog. And I will put the link below to be able to purchase this book. I think that it's a really good resource. It kind of helps me make my grocery list, and I have just followed it a lot. And honestly, I've used Google a ton too. So if there's anything that I was about to eat and I wasn't sure if it was AIP compliant, or if I'm in the grocery store and I'm wondering if something's AIP compliant, I just Google in on my phone, hey, is whatever AIP compliant? And it comes back and it tells you right away if it is or if it isn't. So having patience in the grocery store is really important too. It's frustrating. You'll be amazed. You have to cook with chicken broth, okay? Well, if you go to the store and you just pick up a random box of chicken broth, there's so much additives in that compared to when you pick up an organic box of chicken broth. So it's just been frustrating. At the same time, I've learned so much about food and the stuff that I'm putting into my body. It's really beneficial, and I really do think that it's going to work. So I'm just trying to have a positive outlook. I know that I need to stay dedicated for at least 10 weeks or so to see if it works. So I'm going to continue to do it, and I'll continue to update you guys. I'm probably going to post 2 separate videos. This one where I'm just kind of sitting down and chatting. And then the other one is honestly just going to be a bunch of random stuff. I made a tea that kind of tastes like coffee. I made a morning smoothie that I'll show you guys. The Thrive Market haul. I'll show you the spaghetti squash bites that I made. And I don't know what other kind of footage that I took. But just wanted to give you guys an update. So we'll keep in touch, and I'll see you next week. See you guys.